Good day, this is John Mark Gray, and we are going to talk about inflation in this video, the dirty little secret that governments worldwide try so hard to hide. Before we get started, check out my latest books on Amazon. The upcoming midterms, it seems, will hinge entirely on the gnawing issue of affordability. Ironically, the very leader who once vowed to rein in inflation, Donald Trump, merely extended a long and damaging lineage of inflationary policies set in motion by the federal government. This inflationary spiral was fueled by a series of critical missteps. First, the passing of what was optimistically touted as a big, beautiful bill, a massive surge in government spending that did nothing but balloon our already unsustainable national debt. Second, the imposition of tariffs, which, far from protecting domestic industries, simply jacked up the prices of everyday goods for American consumers. The third and perhaps most insidious policy error was the deliberate weakening of the US dollar, a result of both nationalistic trade policies and an unchecked deluge of money printing. This economic alchemy relentlessly eroded the purchasing power of every American citizen, making their hard-earned dollars worth less and less with each passing day. By now, a pervasive cynicism has settled in. Most Americans instinctively know the government intentionally underreports official inflation figures. Were they to reveal the true cost of living, they would face an unavoidable reckoning from a populace fed up with runaway spending programs, stifling regulatory burdens that add hidden costs to virtually every aspect of life, and, frankly, a series of profoundly poor public policies emanating from every level of governance. The official inflation rate may whisper a modest 2.7%, but the lived reality for most families screams a much higher truth, likely well over 5%, and has been for a dishearteningly long time. When a bag of potato chips that once cost a mere $1.99 now carries an $8 price tag, or when an entry-level home demands a staggering $400,000, it's clear we're grappling with a severe, systemic inflation problem. No amount of statistical massaging can obscure the bitter truth from consumers, who watch helplessly as prices skyrocket across the board, from weekly groceries and essential healthcare to soaring housing costs, prohibitive automobile prices, insurance premiums, and even the simplest forms of entertainment. America has, in essence, transformed into one of the most punishingly expensive places to reside on Earth, a tragic testament to a colossal governmental failure that has unleashed this rampant inflationary storm upon our economy. Our politicians, seemingly paralyzed, refuse to confront these burgeoning inflationary pressures head-on. The unspoken fear is that any meaningful cutback in government spending would trigger a recession, threatening the facade of economic growth that is, in large part, artificially inflated by relentless government outlays. This unsustainable cycle necessitates borrowing ever more money through the debt markets, a self-perpetuating strategy of deficit financing at any cost. Disturbingly, the federal government itself has become America's largest employer, signaling a disturbing drift away from free market capitalism towards increasingly socialistic principles that only exacerbate inefficiencies. In a stark, almost ironic contrast, China, with its aggressive business development and relentless drive to create new industries for global competition, often appears more capitalistic than the United States. We have undeniably lost our way, descending from a global leader to a second-rate power. Strip away our military might, and we increasingly resemble a paper tiger, devoid of genuine competitive advantages in the global arena. This economic despair isn't just a matter of numbers, it's a powder keg that promises widespread social unrest. When citizens can no longer afford fundamental necessities like bread and meat, when property taxes continue their relentless climb, and when families struggle to raise their children in safe environments, the social fabric begins to fray. America risks devolving into a nation resembling a third-world country, marked by the disappearance of a discernible middle class and an ever-widening chasm between the opulent haves and the struggling have-nots. This decline is profoundly saddening, given that America was forged on the bedrock of a robust and thriving middle class. Yet, through years of outsourcing countless jobs to foreign lands, we've sacrificed our manufacturing base. Today, precious little is truly made in America. We are witnessing the slow, agonizing death of what was once a great economic empire, and the most undeniable symptom of this terminal illness is a devalued US dollar coupled with uncontrollable inflation. The dream of comfortable living for the average citizen has become a cruel mirage. The era of affordable cars, modest homes, quality healthcare, and reasonably priced food is not merely gone, it is a bygone fantasy, never to return. We have, through our own choices, irrevocably dismantled the very foundation of America, reducing that once vibrant middle-class lifestyle to nothing more than a ghost of a bygone era.